Chandana, can I start the session?
Yeah, Balaji,
Yeah,
proceed.
thank you. So, guys, we will start from the point where we left yesterday. So, hope everybody has this particular Excel file with you. We left out few of the exercises. We complete that first today. Then we will go on to the referencing part. Okay. So, yesterday we seen the simple if conditions, right? Simple if condition, the sum, and calculating the percentages and all. So what today we will do is we will take more complex things like if with more than one condition. Okay. So whenever there is a condition, more than one condition, we need to use either and or or. And means both the condition. That let's say that we have two condition. One is condition one, and the other is condition two. Okay. Now and means both should be satisfied. That is, condition one should be true and also the condition two should be true. But in case of or, either one of them is true, the result is true. That is, any one is true. So in simple language, one and means all the conditions should evaluate to true. For example, let's say it has one condition saying the department equal to sales, and this is saying the salary should be greater than 10,000. When it says and, that means the both the conditions should be true. Then we, whenever the requirement is such that both the conditions should satisfy or the both the conditions should evaluate to true, then we will use and. And whenever there is a condition like that, see, if department equal to sales or salary is less than 10,000, wherever there is any one condition needs to be satisfied, then we use the or syntax. Is that clear for everyone? So let's see with the examples now. So now let's read the question first. It's saying department equal to admin and the salary should be less than or equal to 10,000. Then you give the 5% of basic as a increment. So what the question is saying, should be admin, that is this particular column should be admin, and his basic salary should be less than or equal to 10,000. Then give him the increment of 5% of basic. Is the condition clear for everyone? So let's write the formula. If so, now we have two conditions. If I read the question properly, it says if department equal to the admin and the salary is less than or equal to 10,000, then give him the 5% of basic. When you read the question, you get the syntax of formula or the logical operator. The and or is called as a logical operator. These are, I would say, logical operator. These are called as logical operator. Okay, these are called logical operator. When you read the questions carefully, you in the question itself you will get the answer whether you should use and or. So I say equal to if department, where is my department, is in the column D. Department equal to sales or not all. Department equal to sales and the salary should be less than or equal to 10,000. So there are two conditions. So what I do, I write and operator over here. And you say and inside and I put these two conditions. And his salary, basic salary, should be less than or equal to 10,000. So if you see, this is my and operator and condition that department should be sales and the salary should be less than or equal to 10,000. If this condition evaluates to true, then give him 5% of basic as a raise. Where is my basic salary? Column match. I said column H3 into 5%. This should be my increment. If this condition doesn't satisfy, then give him 0. So wherever is department is admin, let's see where this condition satisfies. Over. Let's validate our result. I have done some mistake in my formula. Can you see? Instead of admin, I written sales. That because of which I'm not getting the proper result. I would say admin. The question it was given admin, so I would write admin over here. And now if I drag this down, I should get the proper result. Can you see wherever the department is admin and the salary is less than 10,000, I should get the 5% of basic. What is his basic salary? If you see over here, basic is 7,000. So 5% of 7,000 is 350. You will get a raise of 350. Guys, please don't raise the hand. It will be very difficult for us to unmute you and let you speak because there are many 5,000 plus participants. So if everyone starts speaking, then the 2-hour session will be won't be able to cover any topics in the session. So always put it in the chat. I'm listening, I'm reading that, and I'll always, if you want to repeat anything, I will repeat it again as well. And if you have any specific query, I will try to clarify that. I will repeat it again. So now the condition is department should be admin and salary should be less than or equal to 10,000. Then give him the 5% of basic as an increment or raise. So I say equal to, if, since there are condition, I will use a if statement. There are two conditions and both the conditions should satisfy. So what I do is I write a and operator over here. What is now? Can you see there are two it's asking for the logical conditions. The first logical condition is department should be admin. This is my department. I say this should be equal to admin. Then the next condition is, if I go over here and see the next condition, salary should be less than or equal to 10,000. This is my salary column, basic salary. This should be less than or equal to 10,000. Okay. I close the bracket since I have only two logical conditions. I close the bracket. I put a comma. Now, if can you see inside the logical test, I have two conditions and I give an and operator. That means whenever these two conditions satisfies, you give the result. What should be my result? The result should be 5% of your basic salary. So where is my basic salary? Here I have my basic salary. Click on it. I put a star symbol for multiplication and I put 5%. And if the condition doesn't satisfy, then you should not give him any raise. Let's put 0 and press enter. Wherever the condition satisfies, it gives the result. Can you see? 350. Here I'm getting 350. Let's check. Let's validate our result. Is it from admin team? Yes. Is his salary less than 10,000? Yes. His salary is 7,000, which is less than 10,000. Okay. Now I need to give 5% of basic. If you check 700, the 5% is 350. That's what we see as a number over here. Is it clear for everyone? I give another 3 minutes to write the formula. Okay, I will explain what is the use of and or operator. And or are called as a logical operator. And means if there are more than one condition, and means all the conditions should be satisfied. Let's say we have two conditions. I say when I put and operator, then both the conditions should be satisfied, then only you get the result. Or means if any one condition is satisfied, then only you will get the, then also you will get the result. You see this particular one. In the and I put department should be admin and salary should be less than or equal to 10,000. Wherever both the conditions satisfy, there only it gives the result. If, let's see here, both the conditions satisfy, we got the result. Let's go to the admin again. Can you see he is also from admin team, but his salary is greater than 10,000. So we should get 0 onto the result. We are getting 0. That means when both the conditions are satisfied, then only you give the result. Is that clear for everyone? So guys, let's now take 3 minutes to practice at your end. Then we will start with the next problem. So if you want to check whether there is a decimal or not, then you can use this particular increase or decrease the decimal. You see, can you see? You can increase the decimal. You can see the formatting, and if you drag it, the formatting will be dropped. Is your query clear, Kanishka? It's a number formatting. So I told you how to format the number. Right click and go to format cells. Here you have the formatting. Yesterday we seen the currency. There is accounting. There are date, percentage, and so on. You can use this particular one to format it. What you is I will paste the formula into the chat. The conditions which you give are not case sensitive. Can you see? I'm instead of the capital A, I put small a, and also the result is same. It's not case sensitive. If you have any queries regarding the recordings and the LMS portal, um, there is the email ID. Chandana, can you in the chat box, can you give the email ID and the contact number where they can contact regarding the LMS and the recording sessions?
Yeah, sure, Balaji. I'm sending now.
Okay, thank you. Hope everyone is completed this. Let's move on to the next one. That is, if the person is from sales department or is from marketing department, give him the gift voucher of 5,000 rupees. Now we have the condition or. If he is from sales or is from marketing, now we have or condition. So what we do, we write a first of all if statement, then we write or. Now we write our logical condition. What are the logical condition? Department should be equal to sales. In double quotes I write sales, and the next condition I put a comma, and the next condition is department should be marketing. Similarly, I give reference to D3 equal to MKT. And if this both the condition, any of these conditions satisfied, then give him 5,000 gift voucher, right? 5,000 over here. And if it doesn't satisfy, if any of the condition, if none of the condition evaluates to true, then give him 0. I write 0 over. So what I written if, then inside if I write or. If the person's department is sales or his person's department is marketing, give him 5,000 rupees. Else give him 0. That means wherever the department equal to sales or it's equal to marketing, the result will give you the 5,000, else it will be 0. That means if it will give you no result or 0 only when none of the conditions satisfied. Okay, I put a enter, so I get the result. Let's see, let's validate the result. Here I am getting 0. That means he should be from admin team or any other team. Apart from sales and marketing, everyone will get 0. This particular person is from personal. Let's see whether he's getting 0 gift voucher. Yes, that means our formula is right and it's validated. Okay, I will write the formula again. Observe it. Equal to, I put a if condition, then I put a or condition, because our condition, the problem says or the question says the person should be from sales or it should be from marketing department, then only you give the 5,000 rupees gift voucher. So I put or operator. I go to department column. This is my department. Department, that is D3, should be equal to sales, or I put a comma, department that is D3 should be equal to marketing, comma. If the condition, any of the conditions satisfy, give him 5,000 rupees gift voucher, else give him 0. So this is what the formula is. So if you have any queries, you can post it onto the chat. I'll be reading that and try to solve it the session itself. Yes, you can write sales in capital. You can write sales in capital. Excel is not case sensitive. I will give you 2 minutes to practice that. Just try to write the formula on your own. And if you face any difficulty, post it onto the chat. I will try to solve it. We are applying two formulas, two conditions, because if you read the question carefully, that is this problem statement, they are saying department should be admin and salary should be less than or equal to 10,000. And here, if you say there are two conditions, whenever there is a two condition, as I said earlier, we need to use and or operator based on the condition. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This will be a bit tricky. This will be a bit tricky. Here it says department equal to CCD and salary should be less than or equal to 10,000. Sorry, salary should be greater than or equal to 10,000. And in the next it says department equal to personal and salary should be greater than or equal to 10,000. Then give him gift voucher of 6,000 rupees. Okay. So now we have four conditions. Bit tricky. So let's read the question one more time carefully. Department should be CCD and salary should be greater than or equal to 10,000. One set of condition, or is department should be personal and salary should be greater than or equal to 10,000. So now we need to use combination of both and or. So let's first write. Let's split the questions first. I will take it into a new cell over here. It says this will become an AND operator. This is my AND. Department should be CCD, salary should be greater than or equal to 10,000. Then there is one more condition, department should be personal and salary should be greater than or equal to 10,000. Here also I had. Okay, is it clear for everyone till this particular point? I have two AND conditions, department equal to CCD and salary should be greater than or equal to 10,000. And the next condition, department is personal and salary should be greater than or equal to 10,000. Okay, now if you read the question, again, department should be CCD, salary should be greater than or equal to 10,000, or the department should be personal, and the salary should be greater than or equal to 10,000. So let me put or in between. So this will become my condition inside if, right? So what I do, let's write the formula. I write equal to if. So between these two conditions, two and condition, I have or. So let me write or over here. Inside or I will put two of the condition, that is one and which says department, this one equal to department equal CCD and salary should be greater than or equal to 10,000. Department equal to CCD and salary should be greater than or equal to 10,000. This should be sorry guys, there was an internet issue because of which I got disconnected. Can Chandana, can you hear my voice? Is it audible?
Yeah, Balaji, this is perfect.
Okay. Okay. Okay, let's get into the formula. So if I say if there are two conditions, there are two and condition, and above that there is a or condition. So I say or, then put the and condition, which is department, which is this one, equal to CCD, and the basic salary should be greater than or equal to 10,000. Okay, this is one condition. The other condition is within and department should be equal to personnel and his basic salary should be greater than or equal to 10,000. Then I close the bracket for and first, then I close the bracket for or. Can you see I opened a bracket for or over here? I need to close that. Then I put a comma. If the condition satisfy, I need to give 5,000 rupees as a gift voucher. Else, you put 0. Let's see, wherever the condition satisfied, it's giving. Sorry, it's not 5,000, it's 6,000 rupees gift voucher. I put change it to 6,000 rupees. And let's see whether wherever the condition satisfied, I'm getting 6,000 rupees. So here the condition is satisfied. Let's see. This particular person is from personal and his salary is greater than 10,000. He gets 6,000 rupees gift voucher. Let's see the other one. Someone from CCD. Yeah. Can you see this particular one? This particular person is from CCD and his salary is greater than, the basic salary is greater than 10,000. If you see the below ones, their salary is less than 10,000. Let's see whether our results is proper onto here. Yeah, can you see this person gets a 6,000 rupees bonus, but the rest two doesn't get anything. That means our formula is working fine. I'm pasting this formula onto the chat. Just try to do it on your own. I can see some of you are asking to explain about and or condition again. So I would request everyone to join on time, because if you join late and in mid of that, if you ask such question, then it will be difficult for me to explain, because it will be unnecessary kind of waste of time for the others who have been in the session from the start. So it's always recommended, whenever I'm teaching, if you have any query, ask at that particular time. After that, it will be difficult for me, at least in this particular EDL session, where there is more than 1,000 parties per 1,000 participants. I won't be able to explain the topics again and again. Okay, hope everyone has tried this particular formula. So let's see the next one. It says region should be north. Then you give the 4,000 rupees travel allowance. If it's from south, give 4,200. If it's from east, give him 8,000, 3,800. For west, 3,600. So there are multiple condition and multiple result. That means multiple if conditions Can I write 4 ifs? It will be very I can write it, but it will be very complicated to understand and write. So for that, whenever you have multiple conditions, multiple if conditions, whenever you have multiple if conditions with multiple results, or I can say output, then you can use the formula IFS. Whenever you have multiple conditions and multiple results to be displayed for each and every condition, in that case, you can use the formula IFS. Okay. So here we have multiple things over here, right? So what I do is I will use the formula IFS. Can you see this? IFS. It's asking for the first logical test. I would say if the region equal to north, then you give him the travel allowance of 4,000. So I write, if this condition true, then give him 4,000 rupees. And if the condition is not true, then again check the region equal to south. If the region equal to south, give him 4,200. Let's see, is it proper? For south, it's 4,200. For east, it's 3,800. West, it's 3,600. So I will check again whether it's from the west. Then give him 3,800. And if he is from east, then give him 3,600. And bracket complete. Can you see I've written multiple conditions separated by comma? Right? So ifs will take on multiple condition, evaluate line by line. First of all, it will check whether E3, that is the region, is equal to north. If it is north, then it will give the output as 4,000. If not, if the region is not north, it will check whether it's for south. If it is south, then it will give the output as 4,200. Then it will check whether it's west. If it is not north, not south, checks whether it's west. If it is west, 3,800. If not, then check if it is east, then give 3,600. If I put enter, can you see? Okay, I have interchanged the travel allowance of west and east. I will write here 3,600. Here I will write here 3,800. Can you see? If I drag this particular formula, can you see? I get the proper result. Let's validate one randomly. Here I get 3,600. So it should be from, if I'm getting 3,600, it should be from west region. Let's check the region. Is it west? Yes, it's from the west. That's the reason he is getting 3,600. Let's see, east should get 3,600. Let's see. Yeah. East should get 3,800. Can you see this particular formula? East should get 3,800. So WAP output is right. That means our formula is validated. If anyone is getting name error while writing this particular formula, then your Excel is outdated. It might be earlier version before 2015. That might be the reason you will be getting name error for this particular formula. You need to update your Microsoft Excel. That's the only way around. I will repeat this particular formula again for you. Since there are multiple conditions, I say equal to IFS. That is a logical test. North should be 4,000. North should be 4,000. South to be 4,200. If he is from north, then give him the travel allowance of 4,000. Sorry. If he is from north, then give him the travel allowance of 4,000. Else, check whether he is from south. Say whether he is from south. Give him the travel allowance of 4,200. And check whether he is from east. If he is from east, then give him the travel allowance of 3,800. And if he is from west, that is region is west, then give him the bonus of 3,600. I press enter, I get a value, and I drag it below. And let's validate the result once again. 3,600. Then issued from west. Can I see where is the region? West. So 3,600. That means our formula is perfect. No ifs. Inside ifs, you cannot give and or anything. The people who are using outdated formula, they need to use nested ifs, which is very complicated. So my recommendation will be get your Excel updated, because going forward you'll be seeing pivot query and all as well, which should have the latest version of Excel. If you want to put the currency symbol, right click, format cells, go to currency, and here put the symbol, whatever symbol you want. Let me put the Indian rupee symbol and drag it below. When I say everything is Indian rupee symbol. If you want to remove the decimal, just click onto it. The decimals will be removed. Always, if you get any error like argument, very few arguments, always check whether you given the proper brackets or not. Proper brackets and proper commas. In ifs, there are only opening and closing bracket, but check the comma. You missed out one of the comma, which of because of which you might get the error that arguments is missing, or very few arguments for this function. I give next 2 minutes to practice it. The other thing is the custom formatting, where you need to write this particular code. Inside custom, go and type this particular one. This is if you don't have a Indian rupee symbol. Go and type this particular symbol inside the custom function. Then you'll get the rupee icon, the rupee symbol. If your Excel doesn't have the rupee symbol, you need to write it into the custom code. Gitanjali, you cannot do this inside the mobile. You need a laptop for performing this. I have shared the Excel file via the chat window. People who are getting error or who don't have this particular Excel file, for the people who are joined just today, you can have reference to this particular file. Next, we will see the last one. This is the same question. It's a kind of a repeated column. I will just delete it. So if any of this condition is false, you will get blank. For example, if I change this particular to wet and I wait, compose it. This is the region north. For north, if I do some spelling mistake, it will give you a # error. That means none of the condition is satisfied. If you get such kind of error, always try to check your spelling. Okay, people who are getting # errors, they need to check whether your spelling is proper or not. Okay, let's jump on to the last question, last problem statement. That is, gift voucher of 2000 to everyone except the director. So can I say, so let's read the question one more time. I understand. You give gift voucher 2000 rupees to everyone, but don't give to director. That means whosoever as the designation, where is my designation? In the department, I have the director. Let's the department, I have director. Can you see? So wherever the department is equal to director, you don't give any bonus, any gift voucher. Rest everyone, you give the gift voucher of 2000 rupees. Is it 2000? Yeah. For rest, apart from director, give 2000 rupees gift voucher to everyone. That means if the designation is not equal to director, then you give the gift voucher of 2000 rupees. I can modify my condition like this as well, or I can reframe my statement that whenever the designation, or sorry, not designation, the department is equal to director, then you give him 0, or else you give him 2000 rupees, right? Or I can say whenever the department is not equal to director, you give him 2000 rupees, else it should be 0. So for that, we seen equal to symbol. But what is the symbol for not equal to? I say department is not equal to director. Can you, if you put less than symbol and greater than symbol, that becomes a not equal to symbol. And in double quotes, put director. Then you give him, if the department is not equal to director, then give him 2000 rupees, else give him 0. Just press enter, pull it down. Wait. Yeah. Except director, you rest everyone will get 2000 rupees bonus. Can you see there is only one person who is a director? This is 0. That means he is a director. Yeah, he is a director. That means our formula is working perfectly fine. The symbol for not equal to is less than and equal to, or less than and greater than symbol. That will serve as a not equal to symbol. I'm just putting this over the chat window. It's pretty simple. The other way is, the other simple way is, if the designation, not designation, sorry, department is equal to director, this is more simpler. The reason why I've not written this, I want you guys to have the knowledge of not equal to symbol. That's the reason in the earlier one I put not equal to symbol. We can use it, we can do it with the equal to symbol as well. If is director, then give him 0 rupees, else give him 2000 rupees, because our condition is except director, everyone should get 2000. If is director, then 0, else 2000. And if I drag this down, it's a same formula. So as I told you yesterday as well, a condition, a particular output, a problem can be solved using multiple formulas in Excel. There are a number of formulas you can use to solve a single problem. So these are the two ways where you can achieve this particular result. Even I will paste this particular formula onto the chat window. You can try to do or do it in your own workbook. I give another 2 minutes of time to practice this. Nandini, I haven't got your question. It's saying, but when I'm putting this second formula, I'm getting 2000 in the first column, even if it is not director. You will get 2000, you should get 2000 when he is not a director. Whenever he is a director, you should get 0. If you're not getting the proper result, check the formula again. You should be able to get your mistake where exactly you have done the mistake. Just check whether director spelling, whether it's properly enclosed in a double quotes, whether you put the formulas, that is commas, in a proper place or not. Just check that, you should get the result. How to drag the data to the larger data set is, you click on this cell, Can you see this particular small square? Just take your cursor over that. You get this particular thick plus symbol. Just double click, it will drag it to down. Okay, guys. So now we completed the logical operators with if condition. So if you have any queries regarding it, you can post it now before we move on to the next topic. So let's keep a practice. Let's complete a particular topic and I will give around 5-10 minutes for the queries. First we will resolve that, then we'll be jumping on to the next topic. So if you have any queries, post it onto the chat. I will try to address it. Don't use the Excel versions before 2007. They are very outdated. Always try and get your Excel updated with latest version because there are many add-ins, many new enhancements like the Power Query, Power Pivot, and all is there. So you need to get your Excel updated. Okay, what is the difference between if and ifs condition? In if, you can have only one output. Okay, in ifs, you can have multiple conditions and multiple output. As I told you, in if, you can have multiple conditions. In if, you can multiple condition enclosed in and or. But in ifs, you have multiple conditions with multiple results set. If you see over here, if for each and every condition, there is a particular output. But if you see over here, the output is one and the same. There is only a single output, that is 6,000. And there are multiple conditions. So we use if with and or. Here, if you see, there are multiple conditions with multiple outputs. In this case, you should use ifs, which will tackle with multiple conditions and also gives you the multiple output for that particular condition. No, we cannot use ifs condition for column T because there are multiple conditions to be satisfied. The output is single. Whenever you have multiple output, then only you can use ifs. I have shared the Excel file today as well with the formulas. You can refer to that. And if not, I'll be sharing this particular Excel file again with you all, which has all the formulas. You can take it up. I'm sharing this particular Excel file with you, which has all the formulas written. No, it's not case sensitive, at least for ifs, and it's not case sensitive. Okay, if there are no queries, let's move on to the referencing. We are unable to download it from the chat window. Is everyone able to download the file from the chat? Okay, if you are the people who are unable to download it, just drop an email to edl@excelr.com. They should be help you with the file. Okay, great. Okay, now let's move on to the next topic, that is referencing, which is very important part whenever you write a formula. Okay, there are three types of referencing. One is called as a relative, one is called as a absolute. There are only two referencing, let's say. One is relative and absolute. Relative means the formula will change according along with your drag. That is, if you see in our last formula, when we drag the formula, the H3 has become H4 and H5 and so on. That is called as a relative referencing. And that's a way to make it absolute as well. It doesn't, if you want the reference, that is H3 or any cell reference, doesn't require to change along with the drag of the formula, then you can make it absolute. Combination of both, the combination of relative and absolute, is called as mixed referencing. Okay, so let's jump on to the Excel and see what is relative referencing. So here I have product wise, manufacturing price and selling price. Manufacturing price is nothing but cost price of the product, and what is my selling price. So what should be my profit? It should be selling price minus cost price. I put enter, I get the profit. Drag it, I get the profit. Can you see it's C2 B2 for tables? That is C2 minus B2. If I come to chairs, it's C3 minus B3. So if you want to see the formulas, you can press Control plus, or you can have this, but inside formulas tab, you have this show formula. If you click on that, you see the formula. So if you see, now it's referencing to C2 and B2. If I go below, it's referencing to C3 and B3. If I go below, it's referencing to C4 and B4. If I'm going below, it's referencing to C5 and B5. If I'm go below, it's referring to C6 and B6. That means the references, that is C2 and B2, it's changing relative to the formula, right? Wherever the formula goes down, the references also moves down. Can you see? This is called as a relative reference. Whenever I drag the formula from D2 to C3, even the reference C2 is moved to C3. Can you see? It's B2. In D2, I have written the formula C2 minus B2. When I dragged it below, can you see? For D3, it becomes C3 and B3. For D4, it's C4 and B4. That means the formula is moving relative to the rows and columns, right? This is called as a relative referencing. Okay. So I put show formula off. I will share this file with you. You can try to write this particular one. Just give me 1 second. I'm sharing the file with you guys. Okay, I have shared the file. Try to do this particular one and see how the references is changing. That is this one minus this one. This is the by default reference. That is the relative reference. Relative reference is a by default reference. By default, Excel will take the relative referencing. Is everyone understood what is relative referencing? With the change in position, the reference, that is C3 and B3, also relatively changes. That is called as a relative reference. Okay, I was sent the same file, the previous file. Let me reshare it. Okay, I share the file again. Just download the file and try to put the formula. Chandra, I'm trying to share the file. It's not going inside the chat. Showing the referencing cannot be sent because it's due to some access thing. I'm unable to share it. Yeah, I'm sharing the file to you. Can you share it over the chat window? Okay, guys, try to do this particular one and see how the relative reference works. I'll give you next 2 minutes to practice it. Then we can see what is absolute and mixed referencing.
Balaji, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Yes, tell me.
Can you share that file with me, no?
Yeah, I already shared it. Let me reshare it again because some people are not able to download it. That's one thing.
Yeah, okay, I'll share.
I have shared the file.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, let's move on to the absolute referencing. Hope everyone understood what is relative referencing. And let's move on to the absolute referencing. So here I have student and their marks. So I need to calculate the percentage. Okay. Now if I put, so how do we calculate percentage? 78 divided by 100 will give me the percentage obtained. So if let me divide it, 78 divided by 100, it should give me the percentage. If I turn this into the percentage, the formatting, it will give me the percentage. How I done that? Equal to 78, which is the marks obtained by the student Ramesh, divided by the total marks. It's 100. If I put enter, it give me 78%. How I get 78%? Made the formatting to percentage. From here, it give me 78%. Okay. But if I drag it down, it's giving me divide by 0 error. If I drag it down, it's giving me divide by 0 error. Because now B2 for calculating Vijay, B2 is changed to B3. That is perfectly fine. Now his mark should be 89. But divide by F2. F2 is this particular one cell, right? This I should be dividing is by 10. But since it's a relative reference, from F1, it's moved to F2. When I move one cell below, it's moving from F1 to F2. That should not happen, right? Every time it should be F1 only. So should I write it manually F1 for each and every formula? That's a tedious job. Here I have only 6 rows, but if you had 1000 rows, will you be able to do it, write 1000 formulas? No, right? There should be some workaround on it. So what I do is I go over here, I click on F1, I select F1 and I press F4 function, that is a key F4, and I put, once you press F4, a dollar sign will be put before F and after F. That means the columns have become absolute, the reference has become absolute. Can you see? Whatever you do, drag or anything, the column, that is F column, and the row 1, it's become absolute. The dollar sign is called as a freezing. If the dollar sign is before a column, that means the column is absolute or freeze. If it is before 1, it will be absolute. That is column F and row 1 is freeze. So that's the reason if I drag below, everywhere it's F1, it's not changing to F2 or F3 or F4 and so on. Is it clear for everyone what is absolute referencing? Ajis, you mean to say if I change it to percentage? Right now the total marks is 100. That's the reason you are getting 78 equal to 72 per 78%, 89 equal to 89%. But what if the total marks is 150 or let's say 120, right? You should get the appropriate percentage. So that is no shortcut. You need to write the formula perfect, right? So what is this? How do you get it? You just press the F key F4. Key F4 that will use for freezing. I will show it again. Equal to the marks obtained divided by the total marks. What is my total marks? F1. So I need to freeze it. I will select it and press the key F4. So it will be frozen. Can you see? There is a dollar symbol before F. That means the column F is frozen, and dollar symbol before 1. That means the column row number 1 is also frozen. I just press enter. I drag it. So this is called as absolute referencing. Try to do it on your own. If you get output as 6.5, change the format to percentage. You will get the proper percentage format. Press the key F4 to freeze it. If that doesn't working, try to press the key Fn. There's a key called Fn on your laptop or desktop. Try to press F1 and F4 together. It should work. Is everyone completed this? Then let's move on to the mixed referencing, which is the most important part in when you apply complex formulas. So let me put this table into the center. And let me increase the font a little bit. Okay. So what I want is a multiplication table. I want to multiply this one into this one. I want to multiply rows and columns. And I want to multiply this one into this one. Okay. Similarly, here I want to multiply this into this. And here I want to multiply this into this. Okay. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. That is multiply rows into columns, right? But is it possible for me to do it manually for all the cells over here? That is 7 into 7, 49 cells. No, right? I cannot write 49 times this particular formula. I need to write a single formula which should give me the appropriate or the accurate result for everything. First, let's see how we can do with freezing. I select this one. Let me try to freeze it. I press F4 and I freeze it. Then I multiply by this particular one, E5. Okay. What I then freeze this particular one and I multiply it by this one. If I drag it right away, I'm getting the proper result. I'm getting the accurate result, right? If I drag it, I'm getting the accurate result. Can you see? But if I'm dragging it down, I'm getting the result inaccurate, right? Let me show you again. When I write this particular formula, that is equal to, I freeze this particular row, D4 into, I put this one. So when I do this particular formula, that is freeze this particular reference and keep this particular references unfreeze. So if I drag to my right, the result is proper. But if I drag to my down, the result is inaccurate, or it's giving me the wrong result. So let me delete this, but at least on this particular row, it's giving me the accurate result. That means my formula is off right. It's partially right. My formula is partially right. When I say partially, then we achieved something. We achieved a particular percentage in our formula. So everybody write this particular formula, freeze this particular D6, and keep this particular E1 unfrozen and drag it to your right. Then we will see how to do this. I give 2 minutes to practice this. After 2 minutes, we will again edit the formula to get the proper result. Okay, now let's see what to do. Now the row wise data is coming properly. Let's see if I drag to the below columns, why my result is not proper. So if I see over here, the D6, it's referencing to D6, but it should reference to D7, right? Actually, it's referencing to D6, D7. I go to this formula and I unfreeze the 6 because I want when I go down, it should go to D7. But D, the column D should be intact. So I move it, I remove the freezing. Now let's see if I drag to my right. And if I drag down, whether I'm getting the proper result? No. Still I'm not getting the proper result because here is referencing to D7, but here is referencing to E6, which is this particular one, right? That means I also need to freeze something over here. So let's delete this particular formula. I also need to freeze something over here. It should be, the 5 should be freezed because whenever I drag it down, the it should remain as E5. Whenever I go to my right, it should be F5 and so on. So let me freeze it, the row 5, because each and every time it will reference to the 5 only. So if I drag it now, I'm getting the proper result. Can you see? 7 2s are 14. You get it over here. If you check this one, 4 into 4, that is 16. That means my result is proper, right? So I got my accurate formula now. So let's again, I will try to write it again to make it more clearer. So equal to, I multiply this. So when I move down, this particular D6 should be D7 and D8 and so on. That means D should be frozen and 6 should be relative, right? Whenever I move down, it will move to D6 to D7, D7 to D8, D8 to D9, D9 to D10 and so on. That means D is fixed. So I put, before D, I put a dollar symbol. And 6 is relative, it should be moving below. So I don't put anything before 6 to make it relative. And I put a multiplication symbol. Now for this one, if I move to the right, it will be E5 to F5, then G5, then H5 and so on. So this particular column should be relative, because when I move to my right, E should become F and F should become G and so on. So this particular alphabet, that is column, which is referencing to the column, should be relative, but the 5 should be fixed. I put a dollar sign before E5. So it will give you 1. And if I drag it, it's giving me the proper result. If I drag below, it's giving me the proper result. I just save it. Can you guys practice it again on your own? Just understand the things. Wow. How to make it absolute. If you put the dollar sign, it will be absolute. If you put before column and row, both of them will be absolute. If you put before any one, that particular column, if you put before number, it will be, column will become absolute and the row will be relative. I will give you another 3 minutes to practice it. Meanwhile, if you get any error or doubt, do post it onto the chat. I will repeat it again. I know this is a bit complex to understand. So I will put equal to, I put this multiplied by this one. So this is my formula. Okay. But when I move this formula to my down, this D6 should become D7, D8 and so on. But when I move to the right, it should not become E5, sorry, E6, F6 and so on. It should be D6 itself. So the D should be frozen, because if I move down, it should be D6, D7, D8 and so on. So the D should be remain constant or absolute. So I put dollar symbol over here. And for this particular columns, now it's E5, but when I move over here, it should be F5, it should be G5 and so on. So this is relative, that is column number, number of the column alphabet. But every time it should be 5. It should be on the 5th row, that is E5, F5, G5 and so on. So you should put dollar sign over here and make it absolute. Now if I drag to down, I'm getting the proper result. If I drag to the right, it should give me the proper result. Hope everyone is clear now. Just try to practice it. I give 3 minutes to practice it. Then we will move on to the next topic. Okay, guys, this topic is completed. That is relative, absolute, and mixed referencing. If you have any queries, you can post it onto the chat. I will try to address it. If you have no question, then we will move on to the next topic. Next, I would say next formula, which is frequently used in Excel. I will be sharing this file with you so that you can go through the formulas. Yes, you can use the same formula for addition and division as well. Instead of the star symbol, which is used for multiplication, you can put the plus and minus symbol as well. You can use for addition and multiplication also. And also for division. For division, you use this backslash symbol. This is for division. How to add relative, absolute, and mixes. Dollar means it's absolute. If you put dollars and before column, the column will become absolute. And if you put it onto the rows, the rows will be absolute. For example, A1, A is a column identifier and 1 is a row identifier. So if you put $A1, that means column is absolute and the row is relative. If you put $A1, that means both of them are absolute. If you put $1, that means column it's relative and the row is absolute. Yes, I have paused my screen sharing since I needed to share the file. Just pause the screen sharing. If you have any queries, you can post it onto the chat. Okay, if there are no questions, then we will move on to the next topic, that is VLOOKUP. I'm sharing the Excel file with all of you. Just download it and then we will practice the VLOOKUP over. I'm sharing my screen. Let me know if it is visible. Okay. So here I have the data saying what is the transaction ID, order date, product, region, sales rep, customer, order quantity, sales. COGS is nothing but cost of goods sold, which is your cost price, I can say. Here it's COGS divided by sales. That is your the COGS to sales ratio. We won't go deep dive into the numbers. Let's say this is a data where we have transaction level information for the product, region, sales rep, customer, how much quantity bought, and so on. Okay. Now let's go into our task. What is our task? Let's see. Here they are given us the drop down with the transaction numbers. Here they are given us the drop down with the transaction numbers where I can choose one of the transaction numbers from here. And whatever transaction number I choose, I should get that particular order date, region, product, customer, order quantity, sales reps, and sales, right? So based on this particular value, that is transaction ID, I need to pick the data from here, right? Based on this particular transaction ID, I need to pick data from this particular table. Is it clear for everyone? Based on the transaction ID, I should pick data from this particular table. Now, how do we do that? There should be some formula, right? The formula is called as VLOOKUP. It is called as VLOOKUP. As the name suggests, lookup, that means searching based on a value. V stands for vertical lookup. Since the data, this particular one is vertical, we will use VLOOKUP. V stands for vertical, lookup means search. That means I can say vertical. V stands for vertical and lookup means search. Right? We are searching on a vertical records. I will again repeat it. I want to find the order date, region, product, customer, order quantity, and sales rep and other sales based on the transaction ID. You have the transaction ID over here and you have all the data over here. If you want, you can manually do it, but whenever you change this one, every time you need to do it manually, right? So we should write a formula. The formula which can help on this particular scenario is VLOOKUP. That is this one. Okay. V stands for vertical, lookup means search. We are going to search this particular one and get the corresponding data for that. So there are three parameters. One is a lookup value. There are three parameters for this particular, three arguments, I would say, not parameters, three arguments, that is lookup value, then lookup array or table array, I would say table array. And the last one is exact or approximate. Okay, let's go through the three of the arguments. Lookup value, that means what you want to search. I want to search this transaction ID. Lookup value means what is exactly you want to search inside the data. I want to search for this transaction ID, right? That is the lookup value. Table array, inside which table you want to search the lookup value. It's this particular table. This is the table. Inside this table, I want to search this particular lookup value. So table array. Then last, it asking whether you want the exact match or the approximate match. For example, exact means this word should exactly match, or if it is somewhat matching. For example, instead of 2012, it's if it's 2013, then also you want the match or you want the exact match. It's asking whether it should match exactly, or if it's matching somewhat approximate, then also okay. Okay, these are the three arguments that will be passed on to the VLOOKUP. Is everyone clear? So I will write equal to VLOOKUP. The lookup value should be this one, the transaction ID, which is on cell D3. First is asking for the lookup value. Lookup value is cell D3. Then table array. Where is my table? Here I have the table. Then they asking me the column. Sorry, there is one more argument for column index number. Which column you want to fetch? For example, if I go over here, I want to fetch the order date. Order date is on the third column. Sorry, order date is on the second column. Can you see first column, second column, third column, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, 8, and 9, 10. So it starts from your left. This is the first column. This is the second column. So I want the second column. Then it asks for whether you want the exact match or the approximate match. I say I want the exact match. I select the exact match and I press the enter. Okay, I get this particular number. Let me change it into the date format. I change it to short date. Can you see? Let's see let's validate whether our result is right or not. So here the next I will just rectify over here column number. Which column you want to fetch? So let's verify our formula is right or not. I will search for this particular one over here. Control V, paste, find all. The order date for this particular transaction is 7/25/2012. Can you see it's 7/25/2012? That means our formula is right. Right. So I will explain the formula again. Say equal to VLOOKUP. I want the lookup value is present on D3. So I say D3 and this is the table array. So I will go over here and select the whole table. And I want the column number 2. Here I have the order date, that is column number 2. I say 2, comma, the exact match. I use false for exact match and press enter. I get the desired result. Is it clear for everyone? And one more thing for VLOOKUP is the lookup value. Here we have transaction ID as a lookup value. That lookup value should be present on the first column. Then only where VLOOKUP will work. The transaction ID, the lookup value, the value you are searching should be present at the first column. Then only it will work. Else it will fail. For example, instead of this, if I have something like this, if I paste it over here, and if I do this, if I again write the formula, VLOOKUP, my lookup array is this one, and my table array is this. This is my table, right? Comma, my order date is on the first column. Can you see it's a first? I press 1, comma, the exact match. If I use this, it will give me the error hash ending because this particular column should be at the first row, first column. Can you see this? If it is on the first column, then only it will give you the result. Else it won't give you any result. You will get the error. So as a prerequisite for VLOOKUP to have the lookup value as a first column. Okay, I will write the formula again. VLOOKUP D3, search for the D3 within the table, this one. And once you get that particular search, the value, you give me the second column because I want order date, which is the second column. I put exact match. I select the exact match and press enter. I get the value. Is it clear for everyone? Just try it. Just try it on your own. Try to write the VLOOKUP. If you get the number, format that number to date, to short date. The one way is doing from the home tab. The other way is right click, format cells, you put date and whatever format you like, you put that particular format. That's it. Just take 2 minutes to try this out. Then we will see for region the same thing, and for the product customer order quantity, I will leave it to you as a home practice. I will share this particular file at the end of the session as well. You can take it up, and also I will sharing with you can also drop an email to edl@excelr.com. They will share the files with you. Okay, now let's see for region. I will use the same formula. We look up. We look up. Lookup value is this transaction ID. Table array will be the same table array. I select this whole table, comma, I want region. Can I see the column number for region? 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 is the column number for region. I say 4, comma, I want an exact match. So I type false and press enter. So I get the region south. Similarly for product, what I do, I say we look up. We look up. Lookup values again transaction ID. Table array will be the same table array. Table array will be the same table array. I need product, right? So let's see where is the product present. Product is on the third column, 1, 2, and 3. So I put 3, comma, the exact match and press enter. I get the product. Similarly, you can do it for customer. I will do it for customer as well. We look up. This is my lookup value. Okay. Then the table array. This is my table array. I select the whole table array. Then I want customer, right? Customer is in the column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Sixth column is the customer. So I write 6 over here, comma, exact match. Okay. Similarly, you can do it for order quantity, sales rep, and sales. You just need to change the column number. So if I change this particular transaction ID, since it's a formula, it's automatically getting updated. Can you see? Since it's a formula, it's automatically getting updated. Can you see this? Each and every time when you change this number, the formula is automatically getting updated. Can you try this on your own? How to select the old table? Good question. I was expecting this particular question from you guys. So select the first cell of the table, press Control, then Shift key, then press the right arrow. It will move on to the right. Then don't leave the Control and Shift. Now press the downward key. It will take the old table into the selection. This is how you select the old table. I will again repeat, press Control. Don't leave Control, press Shift. Now your 2 fingers should be at Control button and Shift button. Now the third finger should press the right arrow key. It will go to your right. It selected all the columns. Now you want to select all the rows. Now press the down arrow. Now your third finger should leave the right arrow key. It should press the down arrow key. Now the whole data is selected. This is how you select the whole data. Just practice this. Meanwhile, I will write the formula for the rest and share the file with you. The drop down, how the drop down is created, I will explain you tomorrow how to create a drop down and so on. People who are getting the error, make sure you written the formula correctly. You select D3 and the whole data and proper column number, and also give the exact match. You can give exact, for exact match, you can either give false or you can type in 0. Both are one and the same thing. If you type 0 as well, that will work. People who are getting the error, I'm sharing this file with you. You can validate your formula with mine. I share the file with everyone. You can download it. There are the formulas. You can try to validate it. Okay, guys. Let's take the remaining 4 minutes for the Q&A. If you have any questions, you can put it onto the chat window. If you are getting in the order date 41115 and all, the particular number in the order date, right click, go to format cells, in that select a date format. It's a formatting error. You need to right click, format cells, and select a date format. What is the role of true and false in VLOOKUP? So if false, that is, if you see whenever in the argument as well, false means exact match. That means if you have a transaction ID that is 1234, it should exactly match with the transaction ID which is in the table. That's the reason it's called as an exact match. The true, that means approximate match, which means instead of 1234, if you have something like A with the alphabet A and then 1234, then also to take it as a match, that is called as an approximate match. If instead of 1234, if you have 1235 as well, you are saying that take the approximate one. That means it will take the approximate match as well. In the transaction ID, there's a drop down. If you see, if you click on the transaction ID, there's a drop down. You can change it. How to write 0 instead of writing false? Just type in 0. No need to write false and all. The either way, whatever it's convenient for you, you can write it. You can either write false or you can just type in 0. That's enough for the exact match. If you are getting any error, do double check with the formulas which are given in the sheet, you should be able to resolve the error. If you are getting ashref error, that means some of the check the column number. I think someone is getting the ashref error. Check the column number which you are given. You might have given the incorrect column number. Then only you will get the ashref error. D3 is the lookup value. In VLOOKUP, D3 is the lookup value. Okay, guys, if there are no more questions, we can end the session for today. Tomorrow, we will look into the data validation. Data validation, nothing but the drop down which you've seen onto the Excel file, that is called as a data validation. Thanks everyone for your time. Have a great night. Let's meet up tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you, Bolaji. Um, Thank you for the session. And guys, I'm getting more questions in the chat box. I will explain one by one. Please, if you have any queries, please let me know. And YouTube people also, they're asking about file link because I can't able to share that file. You just do one thing. Please register. I will share you one registration form now. Please register there. You will get LMS access. In LMS, you will get all the recordings and materials there. And one more thing, we don't have any WhatsApp group and Telegram link. We have only this LMS. Please register this link and you will get a mail. From there, you can access that. I'm sharing in YouTube also. Please make sure that. And don't miss your attendance as well because 60% attendance is mandatory for certificate. Okay. Whatever PPT, whatever folders you will get in the LMS. Okay. No need to take worries. As well, I will share the attendance link. In a first class, one of my teammate explained about LMS, how to use that. So in LMS, you can see that as well, how to use that, how to access that LMS. Okay. No, Maniksha, there is no WhatsApp link for this. Kamini, you didn't get any mail. Okay, again you can register, no? That time you will get. Any queries? Yeah, within 24 hours, we will be upload that files, PPTs, whatever recordings in LMS. You can get through that, okay? You just Sifali, you just submit that form. It will automatically, it will update, no issue. Yeah, you don't have any queries means like you can leave, no issue. Yeah, Devi Bhavya from YouTube. Yes, you can get recordings and materials, whatever PPTs files you get in LMS. Ajay, I think you didn't get any mail means you can register again, no issue. How Vedanti, how you came today? Like that only tomorrow you get link. Umars, please try again to open that. Definitely it will open. There is no any security issues. I shared already that registration form. Again, I'm sending. First, I will share the attendance. After that, I will share that as well. Yes, Vedanti. Through mail, you will get there. They will explain that how step 1, step 2 process as well. VK, I already gave that feedback form, right? Feedback form and attendance are same. Just mark there. Yeah, Nagamadu, you just do one thing, drop an email to edl@excelr.com. If any queries, they will answer your questions. Ashok, I'm sending that mail ID YouTube. Just take it from there. edl@excelr.com. I'm unable to register. Whoever not able to register, please do one thing. Drop an email to edl@excelr.com and mail them whatever the issue. They will clarify your queries. Okay. No, Akshata, please try again. No, it actually it will be open like 8:30 to 9:30. Every day I'm sharing the attendance link 8:30 to 9:30. It will be open between 8:30 to 9:30. Yeah, because Syed, within 24 hours it will be uploaded. So wait for 24 hours. You can get tomorrow morning like that. Yes, Niharika, we are uploading up to date. Yes. Um, Parikshit, ma'am, attendance will be recorded after filling the Google form. Yeah, it will be. Ramakrishna, you will get Excel sheets, PDFs, whatever materials you will get in LMS. Parikshit, I didn't get that. What is the option for your progress? I didn't get that actually. Yeah, actually, VK, it is already submitted. If you again submitted, also no issue. Shiva, you can't able to see attendance. Like we'll get to know like you attended or not. And end of the program, like after 15 days, you get to know. Samiksha, if you have any queries about internship or else anything, you just drop an email to edl@excelr.com. They will help you through the query, okay? The attendance link, Rohit, you have to ask in that session, not here. This is the advanced Excel session. Avinash, you just raise a query with the edl@excelr.com. They will clear you, okay? Regarding a job, company and all, okay? Make sure that 9 days is compulsory for attendance because this is a 15 days program, right? So we are considering like 60%. So we have to attend 9 days. So it will be cover like 60%. So you will get the certificate as well. Yeah, thank you so much, Vicky. Yes, Avinash, you just go through and drop an email to edl@excelr.com. You can ask any questions there. They will answer your questions. Yes, Swapna, you can log in at any time. You can create anything as your wish, that password. Yes, Amiksha, it is useful only participation certificate. Yes, Amiksha, I'm telling that only. You will get credit. Yes. It is useful only, no? Yes, Sai Kumar. Wait a minute. I'll share that registration link. Meenakshi, there is no assignment. Only we are giving classes and certificate. That's it. Samiksha, you are asking like how we'll get idea about other courses. Drop an email to edl@excelr.com. So you can clarify your doubts from there. My team will answer your questions. I hope there is no more questions for me. So shall we wind up the session today? I'm sharing the attendance link again. So make sure attendance. Okay. Avinash, drop an email to edl@excelr.com if it is not registered means. If you're facing any issues, you just drop an email. That's it. I hope there is no more questions. Yeah, okay then. We will wind up the session for today. We will meet you on the tomorrow at the same time.